It was pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad as having your nose straightened. First of all, I had that goddamn surgery. That's the big thing. And it was way worse than I expected. I had the surgery because I wasn't able to breathe through my left nostril. So I had it straightened. They told me to basically not work for like 3 weeks. I can start working out. Apparently tomorrow is the first day I can do some exercise again. If I can't get on stage or I can't move around physically, because I'm a physical little person, as you can tell, I go insane. I've been through a lot of stuff in my short life. How's this for a goddamn stream? You see that scar? Pow! Pow! How's that for popping calves? Pew! Pow! And when I had that surgery, I had to be in a wheelchair for 3 months. And I was just sat like this for 3 months. When I had to take a dump, I'd like pop myself up on the goddamn toilet and just sit like this. And that was horrible, but it wasn't as bad as having your nose straightened. It's the worst thing I've ever tried. They break your nose inside here. They take off the skin on both sides. And I read through the journal afterwards, and it's all like Latin words. Latinus Maximus straightened out with a hammer and chisel. Latinus Maximus, I was like, what? So they basically break your nose all the way through here and the inside. Then they put in these plastic tubes to keep it in place. They're like this long. When they took them out, it just went what? And it was like this goddamn long. I was like, that's a long tube. He was like, yep, it's pretty big. Just took out the other one. So first of all, the pain is pretty intense. And I've got a bleeding disorder. And because of that bleeding disorder, I can't take ibuprofen. So I was basically just on a couple of painkillers with a broken nose and those tubes in here. Your sinuses just get overwhelmed. Like your sinuses are just filled with snot. And it tries to get out, but nothing comes out. And it's just blood and mucus and like the gore from Ghostbusters when the green thing explodes. It's just that, basically.
He slimed me.
So it just sends out pain. Like you can barely look because you just start crying. It was so goddamn intense. So intense. And you can't feel your front teeth. You can't, because the pain is so, it numbs you. And then I took these other pills so I wouldn't throw up because everything was shaking so bad. But it would kind of numb the pain. It felt like someone was screaming really loud, and then the synthetic morphine just kind of, it's like it turns down the volume. It's like you can still feel that your head is very weird, but it's not as unbearable. So that was basically what I was on for a week, and I couldn't sleep because you can't lie down because the pain, like the snot and the mucus just fills up here. I'd have to sleep sitting up like that old movie, The Elephant Man. I'd sit up, I am not an animal, and then I'd sleep for like an hour, and then I'd wake up. So I wouldn't sleep for a week, and I was going kind of insane. And then what I did like an idiot, I had a show in English, a big show for all sorts of different nationalities, and it was a week after. So I really wanted to do that show, and I didn't want to cancel it. So throughout the week I was talking to my manager. Like at first I was like, I have to cancel this show. But then after a few days, I felt like I could do that show, and like an idiot I did it. I wanted to cancel, but I was like, I think I can make it through it because I've performed like when I've been really sick, because I hate canceling. I really don't want to disappoint people who expect me to come and perform for them, which means I typically just perform even if I'm sick, because I can't really call in and go, listen, you just read this dick joke that I wrote, and then I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, but I'm gonna send over one of my cats and it's gonna be good. I can't do that. I have to goddamn do the show. My management team are not to blame for me performing even though I shouldn't. Going, just sit down, you goddamn idiot. And I'm like,
I gotta go Twitch stream. I have to perform. I know I had a surgery, but the world is gonna go insane if I don't go on stage.
And I did that show, and I just felt absolutely horrible. And the audience actually really liked it. But I was afraid when I performed, I thought I started bleeding. So throughout the act, I was like, just acting like you just fake it till you make it. You just, even if you feel bad, you still have to do your best. I can't go on and go, yeah, shitty Monday, right? Anyway, here's a joke. People deserve a good night. As I would perform, I'd like touch my nose and look at it. in between jokes, like, because I was afraid just blood was pouring down. But it wasn't. There wasn't any blood. It just felt like that. So that's a good sign. After the show, in the car ride home, I just fucking cracked. I just went insane. I had to pull over. I had this stress reaction because I just pushed my body too much of an extreme. So I had like a stress reaction. So my eyes started flickering. I started shaking. So I had to pull over. And I got a friend of mine to come pick me up. Elias Elos, good friend, great comedian. He came and picked me up. Drove me home. I just felt like I've been too stressed. I realized like I've been working way too hard recently because the thing is, this Twitch thing, like I'm having so much fun doing this. This is like a dream for me. And I've streamed twice a week at an average, I don't know, 5 hours each time. Then I've hired people and put together a streaming team. A stream to edit down the videos for the YouTube videos, and thanks you guys for watching the YouTube videos and supporting that, liking and subscribing. It really gets the word out. It's getting easier and easier, but I thought that I could do it faster than 4 months. Again, I'm pretty much Elon Musk in my head, but with comedy. I'm like, yeah, we can have an entire team of like editors and just have everything streamlined where I just have to approve the videos and we'll pop them out on social media. It'll be fine. In 4 months, and I'll still stream twice a week and optimize the setup and get everything done. Unfortunately, that's not possible because I've done that on top of still having a more than full-time stand-up career. It was a stress reaction basically because I hadn't slept for almost a week, and before that I'd worked because I'd stream and I'd edit, so I'd be on the mail and I'd still go do stand-up and write stand-up and set up in the next English tour, and we all have stuff to do, and then a lot of personal stuff as well, you know, just working too hard because I love this whole Twitch thing. I would work until like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and then I'd still be on my email as I'm chilling with my lovely wife Katrina and we're watching something. I'd still be like, oh, can we pause this because I just want to send this, and because I really wanted to make sure that everything got sent out as fast as possible. And then when we went to bed, I was like, oh, that's great, because then Katrina would have to go get ready, and then I'd lie in my bed and send emails and just keep working until I'd go to sleep, and then I'd wake up and I'd go in here in the office and I'd sit here and eat breakfast and just keep working. That was basically what I did for almost 4 months. And that's the thing, it is workaholism because you get high from it. I love being stressed. I know that sounds weird, but that feeling of really like getting stuff done and just hey, in front, Scott, you see this feeling? You're enabling a workaholic by supporting the stream. You're a bad influence. I'm not the idiot here. The thing is, there's nothing wrong with overworking, especially when you're young. I think it's good in the beginning of your 20s to just have a period where you just push yourself to the limit, because then you find your limit and you realize, oh, that's not where I want to stay, and then you can work a little less, okay? The problem is there's nothing wrong with going, you know, I work all my waking hours and I really want to get that done, and you get this stressed out feeling, and the problem is, when I started this Twitch thing, I was like, I really want to get this stuff off the ground as intensely as possible. But what really happened is I just put another full-time job on top of my full-time stand-up. And I think I could have done it for 2 months, but I did it for 4 months. And it just didn't stop. At the end of December, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to turn my work down. I'm going to have to relax. Because you kind of lose track of yourself. You're not there for Katrina, you know? You're not there for your wife. You're not there for your friends. You're not there for your family. You just have to, I'm working. And it kind of, if that just keeps going, it's not healthy. It's not good. Perwin says, just don't hit the limit so hard you get burned out or stress for real. Exactly. Because getting back from stress is way harder than just finding a good pace that you can keep working in. But the problem is I turned down at the end of December and I was like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna find a good level. And then this surgery thing came and just pushed me over the edge. I got those things out of my nose and I slept for the first time, and immediately I felt so much better. And you know, I'm still healing to this day. And then I went to do some shopping, and then when I was at the supermarket, I just had the same stress reaction. I got confused, like I couldn't remember anything, shaking almost getting back home. And I just bought all of this stuff we didn't need, rice and potatoes and salmon and beef, and like I just bought, because I was just like, this is food. I'm here for food. And just, I've been getting back over the last couple of weeks, and I feel like I'm myself, as you can tell. I hope you can tell that I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy these days. I had some meetings with my manager and my booker, and we've pushed a tour that I was planning to go on very soon. And I'm still working a lot, but I've taken some pressure off by having like the deadlines of when the show has to be finished. I've pushed that a little. That's the hardest thing about coming back from stress. One thing is saying like, okay, I'm not gonna work as hard anymore. But then taking the consequences of that and just taking out work is the most difficult thing, especially for me, because I really want to keep working, going at the same pace. I'm still gonna work hard, but hey, Wu-Tang, been following your career for years, from Comedy Fight Club and Bingo Bango until now. Yeah, Bingo Bango, that's a goddamn throwback. That was my first experience with pushing myself to a point where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna work that hard again, ever. Bingo Bango, for the international viewers who don't know, is a Danish Saturday evening entertainment show. I hosted that with a comedian called Jacob Wilson, and we basically wrote that show throughout the week. There were some writers as well, but we wrote that show throughout the week and did an hour of live TV. And I did that, and at the same time I was doing a tour where I had 20 gigs in 1 month. It was with two other comedians, Talbot, Chris, Thomas Hartman, and me. It's called a club tour. And I did that for a month, and I did not feel good at the end. I was like, I'm not gonna work like this again. So that's my point for anyone who's like, you have to work yourself to death to be successful. It's dumb. It's short-sighted. Going on stage, even though I had surgery, was idiotic, because then you can't work for like 2 weeks after, and that's gonna take longer than just finding a good pace. Take care of yourselves out there. Don't overwork. Don't be stressed. Having that surgery, I'm already happy I got it done. It's been so good. I ate for the first time after, and I was like, and I could just breathe. It was so weird. Usually I stress eat. That's usually how I eat. And now I can just, let me show you. I can relax. I can just sit here. Insane! He did it again! He breathed again! This is the old way of me eating. I'll show you. Any more ketchup? That's the way I usually eat. Now I'm just Captain Relaxed. I'm Captain Relaxed, you guys. Isn't it insane? So, all in all, it kind of made me stressed. It's been the most painful thing. I think the most painful thing I've gone through in my life. Well, basically for those first 3 days. But it's been good, because I've learned that I need to calm down a little, and I can breathe now for the rest of my life. How's that?